On this episode of Lowdown, we'll experience some culture at the UCM Art Gallery and sit down with a student who's taking his learning to a greater degree.
All this and more coming up next. And welcome back to Lowdown, a show by the students of the University of Central Missouri in Warrensburg. I'm Ronjanae Hill.
And I'm Anaya Smith. Thank you for joining us as we continue to dive into all the cool things happening here at UCM.
On this episode, we'll sit down with the student here at KMOS to see how he's taking his learning to a greater degree.
And learning all about the cool art exhibits coming here to the UCM Art Gallery.
I'm a first-time interviewer, so I might need a couple of opportunities. My name is Brendan Wade. My major at the University of Central Missouri is digital media production, and at KMOS I am a student volunteer / student producer. At KMOS I help produce a news package every week called The Lowdown with our producer, Eric Bodecker. And essentially I go out into the, community of UCM, and I gotta find a unique story that helps cast a light on some interesting event going on UCM's campus. Also at KMOS, students assist with the live sporting events. We crew the volleyball games, football games, basketball games, and we get real world experience that can help us out when we go into the job field. What led me into this major was starting out as a journalism major and just being on the media side and not really feeling journalism as much as I thought I would. And I always had an interest in movies. I enjoy film because film is a storytelling medium, and all of my life I've been a storyteller. When I grew up, I wrote short comics. Dragon Ball Z, I was a big fan of, DC, everything like that, Spider-Man. And to be able to go into that industry and try to usher in the next generation of storytellers through visual storytelling is just, awesome to me. And I grew up looking up to guys like Steven Spielberg, M. Night Shyamalan, Christopher Nolan, a lot of notable filmmakers that kind of, made you want to strive to be a director even when you had no idea what directing entailed. And so as a kid, a lot of people were like, oh, I want to be a firefighter, I want to do this and that. But then just seeing movies like Jurassic Park and all these iconic movies, it just had me like, oh, I want to be a director. So that's kind of what just got me geared towards film. Where I would like film to lead me is hopefully into, Los Angeles or Atlanta, working with a big film company. And, I want my screenwriting ambitions to blow up and hopefully get to direct one of my own screenplays. I would like to help tell Black stories that haven't been told before. So far in the history of Black film, occasionally we'll get a new story, but it's not happening not quite as often as it should be. And I just like to help bring new Black stories into the light. And, I would just like to help improve the film aspects in the Black community. Well, I like to add that KMOS gives a lot of the student volunteers experiences that no other place on campus can replicate. It's been tremendously helpful for me. I've gotten so much material for my demo reel and my portfolio. And I think that KMOS is
My name is Bailey Nimmers, and I'm an illustration major. Illustration is like a visual storytelling. You create imagery based off of ideas and concepts that are interesting to you, that also fit stories, all kinds of things. Taking classes for illustration at UCM definitely is beneficiary towards becoming an illustrator, because a lot of the professors are already illustrators or already working for either big newspapers or magazines, and it definitely, like, working with those people helps push you towards that future and help you understand how that's going to work, and also enjoying your work while you get to that point. The art department at UCM is really welcoming, actually. Even like coming in as a freshman, I felt like I could connect with the older class or the upperclassmen. They really would help you no matter what. If you were in the lab and they were sitting on the other side and you were like, hey, I don't know how to do this, anybody would really step up and help you and challenge you a little bit more. So the community, professors and students are really great. Faculty is awesome. I was a graphic design and illustration major. I was a dual major. I recently just dropped the graphic design part. What I have heard from professors and from graduated art students, they mostly say that it doesn't matter what your degree is, it matters about your portfolio. If you're creating work that you're passionate about and things that you care about and things that you're proud of, that will make up a stronger portfolio than just classwork or things that you don't really love but you think fit the assignment. So I definitely think having the freedom to create things that you like and being able to fill a portfolio full of things that you want to make, to create, definitely pushes that. And I think that's part of the reason I chose to switch from graphic design and illustration to just illustration, was because I really just wanted to focus on things that I'm passionate about and make things that would further my portfolio and make me a stronger artist. My advice, work your butt off. That's all I have to say. Literally, work until you cannot work anymore. If you're passionate about it enough, go be in the lab until 4 a.m. and work on your art until 4 a.m. Work on it until the next day at noon if you have to. If you want to do illustration and you want to be good at illustration or any kind of art at all, work all the time. Don't stop working at all. Make what you like to make yourself happy, get your assignments done, but do not stop working. Work until you cannot work anymore. I would recommend the art program to anybody, even if you're not an art major, even if you're not an art major and you really just want to experience what people are making or anything, come walk through classrooms. People would be more than happy to explain what they're doing. Lots of people want to talk about what they're doing and they don't have other outside sources other than other art students to talk about it with. So I would definitely encourage you to come through, look at our galleries. We have 2 galleries in the Art Center. Just walking through the 3rd floor in Grinstead, there's all kinds of art hanging in the hallways. I would definitely just come check it out, even if you're not an art major. But if you want to be an art major, the program's great.
Reporting for Lowdown, I'm Blake Proctor.
Today I will be interviewing Mr. Christian Cutler about UCM's Gallery of Art and Design.
My name is Christian Cutler. I'm the Gallery Director for the University of Central Missouri Department of Art and Design. The art galleries are in the Art Center on the UCM campus. We have 3 exhibition spaces. We have this main gallery that we're in right now. We have an outer gallery as the entry space, and another alternative gallery across the hall called Gallery 115. And all the galleries are open free to the public Monday through Saturday, and exhibitions change out monthly. Well, planning starts a whole year in advance. We plan all of our exhibitions the spring or summer before the next academic year. And so all of the artists have enough time either to create new work or to plan ahead and get us on their calendar. Exhibitions usually take a week or so to install. With this show with Melissa Wilkinson, it took about a week, including my driving down to Arkansas and picking up the work, meeting with the artist, and then installing, putting up all the didactic materials, the signage, the press, the postcards, the website. So it takes a lot of work, but every exhibit is always worth it. We provide a lot of exhibitions per year, and about a month. Every month we change something out. So there's always something new to see. Yeah, so square footage in the galleries are all different. This gallery is our largest, and at about 1,200 square feet, we usually look for at least a dozen large scale pieces, or in the case of Melissa's show, where works go down to 9 inches by 9 inches, we needed a good 40 plus pieces to put in the show to fill the exhibition space. We show exhibitions of artists from the United States, regionally, nationally, and internationally as well. Melissa is someone who's been on my radar mostly because she's a regional painter and she teaches nearby. So she's someone that we really have a bond with here at the university. She is an amazing professor, a great mentor to students, and can always come and do studio visits. That's always important, bringing in someone that might have an education background as well as a studio practice. We love to combine, one of my favorite things to do is to try to exhibit artists that make work along the same lines of what we are teaching at UCM. So everything from painting and drawing to graphic design, illustration, interior design, sculpture. If it fits with what we're teaching and they're a practicing community contemporary artist, then we'd love to look at work and consider people for exhibition. So the University Gallery, the Gallery of Art and Design, is the closest art exhibition space between here and Sedalia for people to see contemporary art. And our goal is to open people's eyes to what artists are making today. Contemporary art and art practice is very important to show both our students of art and design as well as our students at UCM and our rural community. So bringing that exposure across the central Missouri area is a great goal. Well, one of my favorite quotes from a student visiting the galleries for the first time, my offices are in the back, so my door is always open and I can usually hear what's going on at the galleries. Not too long ago, I overheard someone talking to a friend that visited the gallery for the very first time, and she said something along the lines of, "Wow, this is better than the Nilsson Atkins." So if we can get a great reaction, whether it's positive or negative, out of a visitor, that means that we have spoken to them in some way, shape, or form, and that's really the goal, is to be able to expose students and community to something new.
Reporting from Lowdown, this is Hunter Hallbaker.
I'm Heather Hughes. I'm the coordinator of the Writing Center and the Supplemental Instruction Program here in the Learning Commons at the UCM campus. The Learning Commons it's a centralized spot for students to get academic support. So we have subject-specific tutoring, we have a writing center, we have the Supplemental Instruction Program. So it's basically a space available to all students to get help with any of their classes. The process is slightly different in our different areas. So we hire tutors who have done well in the courses we're looking to support. So if you've passed a class with an A or a B, if you have a letter of recommendation from an instructor, and then you complete the application and stuff for that. So it's connected to a particular course. So if we're looking for a tutor in American history before 1800, we're going to find someone who got an A or a B in that class. For the Writing Center, we hire students who have gotten an A or a B in their Composition 1 class, and then either an A or a B, they can either have taken Comp 2 or technical writing. Help students in a couple of ways. One, it connects them with their classmates a little bit more. In a typical lesson, we each kind of remember and understand different things. So one particular topic might make a lot of sense to me and confuse the person who's sitting next to me. And then another topic might click for them, but I'm just completely lost. So when you get a group of people in a room and we can kind of share what we know, what we understand, what we have questions about, we can kind of collaborate it and pool it all together and all sort of benefit from each other's perspectives and understandings of the topic. Oh, we have a lot of special stuff going on for Finals Week in the Learning Commons. We're going to have expanded hours during Finals Week, so we will be open on Sunday, which is a thing we don't typically do. We'll be opened from 1 in the afternoon until midnight on Sunday, and then we're going to be open till midnight again on Monday, and then we'll be open till 10 on Tuesday. And then we kind of shift to regular hours at that point. So we're going to be open late. We'll have chemistry tutors, math tutors, the Writing Center will all be open and providing support as people study for finals. We're going to have food up here in the evenings. We're going to have some movies going on in the back room. What else are we doing? We're gonna have some board games up here if you just need to get away from your textbook and de-stress a little bit, and some kind of crafty things too, like coloring pages and other stress busters, and a selfie booth. We're gonna make props. So you can be like, I survived Finals Week 2018, with your giant oversized mug of coffee.
My name is Chunyan Dang. My major is International Studies, and I like UCM, being a member of here. I feel, although I'm from China, I feel like people are very friendly, and I like UCM, yeah. As a matter of fact, I don't come here often till recently. Someone recommended me to come here for help, and once I came here, I realized that I felt so regret. I should have come here earlier than I was supposed to be here. And first impression, the front desk people, they're really helpful, such as Amy, and she's very friendly and she's really helpful and patient. So I wasn't too nervous after that. Then I had a great tutor, and her name is Tia, and she's very patient because English is not my first language. So I think because I also doing this research about international students studying at UCM, and then I didn't realize our university is really has a lot of international students. To my understanding, I think this is a great place for them to come and study and get help.
On October 27th, NPHC hosted the STEP show at Hendricks Hall. We caught up with the organization to get the lowdown on the event.
My name is Mortez Bornham. For the STEP show for homecoming, I was actually the chair over it, so I had to make sure everybody's music was turned in. everybody actually performed accordingly and stuff like that. And for my my fraternity, I'm actually the step and stroll master, so I come up with the steps and I come up with the strolls as well. But I mean, I don't solely do it myself. Everybody has an input in it, but when it comes to messing up, it all kind of falls on me, losing falls on me, everything like that. So step show here at UCM is something that we as NPHC put on, National Panhellenic Council, and it's basically to display our organizations. Stepping has always been in the African American culture and even just the African culture as a whole. You could take it back to like rain dancing and tribal dancing and stuff like that. It's just basically a constant beat of how you want to do it. Now everybody has their different interpretation of stepping, and that's basically what the step show is for, to put on that for the campus. One big thing that we had to do is incorporate everybody's different challenges and kind of work with everybody. The biggest thing was probably we had a 5-hour practice the night before the show just to get everybody on the same page, acclimated with everything, knowing that they're gonna be exhausted, constantly running through it. So that was the biggest thing, is basically making sure everybody can be coherent when it comes to the steps. We had different organizations perform, different themes and stuff like that, if I'm answering your question right. Like one of the things that we did, our theme was American Horror Story, UCM edition. So we had a clown kind of dragging off people and running through the audience and stuff like that. I know Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated, they did Get Out. It was actually creative, you know, just interpreting the movies. And that's a big thing when it comes to stepping. A lot of times we actually put like shows and movies into the skits, and we just reenact them on the stage. And it's basically, sometimes you can put your own twist on it, but sometimes you go strictly with it. And it actually gives the crowd chances to actually, oh, okay, we can relate, and they get a little laugh out of everything, so, yeah. Stepping is, to me, is just it's an outlet. Like anything that you're facing, any problems that you're having, if you're sad about something, mad about something, even happy, like you can go on stage and let it all out in your performance. Like you can show the expressions on your face, how powerful you step on stage. And when you're done, like it's like a weight lifted off your shoulders. Cause like during this step show, I was so frustrated. Like I said, I was over it. So it was like constantly getting pulled left and right to do this. Sound tech messing up, you gotta go do this, do this. But when we performed, like, yeah, we messed up a couple times in the show, so I was aggravated about that, but it was like, we done. Like, we did it, win, lose, draw, we kicking it. Like, it's just a feeling of euphoria, like you actually perform something for not only the students on campus, but the alumni to see. And the alumni was proud of everybody that performed, you know, so it's just, I don't know, to me it's just a sense of a good feeling, like you actually got that, like I said, euphoric feeling of, I don't know, it's hard to describe, but it's just, it's powerful, yeah.
My name is Dale Fowler. My major at UCM is digital media production with an emphasis in live event production. My role in the step show was pretty much making sure that all the guys were there on time, and within the show, making sure that we have skits that were clear to the audience. Skits that we had going on during the step show, you see during our performance, we had we were paying homage to our 50th anniversary, and also we had a skit where we were running around. For Omega Psi Phi, this step show was, you know, special to us simply because it was our 50th anniversary. We were chartered here at UCM in 1968, excuse me, and we had a lot of our older fraternity brothers come up, and we had a banquet as well. We really just wanted to make sure that we had a precise show, bring it back to the old school guys, and they enjoyed it, and we did what we were supposed to do. It turned out pretty great. We won, and you know, that's how you end off a step show and a 50th anniversary, I can say that. Well, what I hope to gain from this event is, you know, friendship from a lot of other people. The people that came up, the alumni that came up, we want them to be proud of what we have done and what we have did throughout the years that they haven't been here. So, pretty much, you know, our goals was to make sure that they were happy, make sure that the audience was happy, and pretty much all the family and friends were satisfied as well. So that was our goals throughout the STEP show. Well, what I would like to add is pretty much, Omega Psi Phi, we are the first place winners. And we would like to just thank everyone for coming out to the STEP show this year. We really appreciate all the support and efforts from people throughout the process of this. It was a great homecoming, and we just want to wish all well and enjoy your winter and upcoming summers and all that. Have a good one.
Reporting from Lowdown, I am Brendan Wade.
Before we end tonight's episode, we'd like to congratulate our very own Jacob Souther. Jacob was selected by his professors in the math department at UCM to compete in the mathematical contest in modeling, an international contest for high school students and college undergraduates. It challenges teams of students to clarify, analyze, and propose solutions to open-ended problems. We wish him and their team luck in the contest.
Unfortunately, that's all the time we have this evening, but never fear, the show in its entirety and individual segments can be found online at our KMOS TV YouTube channel. Thank you for joining us this evening. I'm Anaya Smith.
And I'm Ronjanae Hill.
Good night.